Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. We've just experienced the Lionsgate portal on 8/8, which was yesterday as of when I am posting this video. So in today's reading, to get us started, I really want to sense into and channel into here what kinds of shifts and changes we are collectively experiencing as a result of going through this very powerful energetic portal. Now, right away, I'm getting a few downloads in response to that. And of course, we're going to be diving deeper into these by pulling some cards. But the first download that I received, I heard the words spiritual confidence. So what I'm getting is that this 8/8 portal is shifting us collectively into this space of feeling even more confident and secure in our true spiritual self and spiritual identity. Now, when I use that word spiritual, what I really mean in this context is whatever you consider to be your most authentic self. And that doesn't necessarily have to involve you doing things that people label as inherently spiritual. This is just the truest, purest, most authentic expression of you as a soul. And that is going to look very different from person to person because we all have a unique soul blueprint and soul frequency. So hopefully we'll be channeling more into this spiritual confidence that we're shifting into. But in connection with this, I got the words divine apathy. So what I'm feeling from this is that you might be feeling this sudden sense of apathy or detachment towards people, things, energies, or situations that have felt out of alignment with that most authentic expression of yourself. It's almost as though your soul is saying, I am so focused on creating and expressing and showing up as this true version of me that I do not have the energy or the time to invest in anything, any connection, any energy that doesn't feel in harmony with that. So I am now going to be shuffling some cards from the Work Your Light Oracle deck. Now, of course, if you would like to channel a more specific message from the reading, I do recommend liking the video and subscribing to the channel, as these are forms of energetic transference that can assist me in more easily picking up on your energy and channeling more specifically for you. Not only here in this reading video, but in future reading videos as well, because every piece of content that comes through on this channel is, in a sense, a co-creation energetically. So thank you for being part of that co-creative process and part of this community here. I do channel these readings every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And in addition to these public collective readings, I also channel more exclusive extended versions of the reading on our beautiful soul tribe that is through Patreon. So if you'd like to join our Patreon community at any point in the reading and you're feeling guided to access those more exclusive extended messages on Patreon, the link to do so is always in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Now, interestingly, as I was shuffling here, I actually saw the number 444, and this number has actually been coming up a lot recently. Now, this can be a number of guidance and support. It's said to represent supreme harmony, abundant opportunities, financial stability, success, and making big progress towards your goals. Now, interesting, when I channel into this concept of making progress towards your goals, first of all, I'm getting that you are coming into this space of clarity when it comes to aligning the conscious goals and visions and ideas that you construct for yourself and your life with the frequency of your soul, with what you really feel you came here as a soul to be and embody and do. And I'm getting the word pruning, almost like how you prune a garden or prune a plant. There might be certain aspects of your goals, so to speak, or if you aren't into traditional goal setting, of course, always follow your own intuitive guidance on this. This could be the creation of a vision or just an idea that you are desiring to manifest in your life. Regardless, these visions, goals, ideas might need to be pruned, and you might be receiving a lot of clarity around aspects of that vision that you are pruning off, that are dead in the sense that they are no longer aligned with your growth and expansion as a soul. It's almost as though you have possibly outgrown certain aspects of your goals, your visions, your dreams. And so this 8/8 portal might be a time of reevaluation where some clarity comes through about certain aspects of your past version of self that had their own desires from that frequency of your past, some of those aspects that you might be holding on to in the present that aren't really serving or supporting your growth or aren't aligned with your current, more expanded version of self. And I'm hearing to allow that pruning process, if that is coming up for you, if there are aspects of your goals, your dreams, your vision, even yourself that just feel no longer aligned for you. And I'm getting a major sign it's no longer aligned is a feeling of low energy around those things. So you might just not feel inspired there. You might feel as though you have to really gear up and push yourself or force yourself to do those things. I'm hearing cognitive dissonance. So this won't be for everyone, but for someone listening here, you might be receiving a lot of clarity on some very subtle points of cognitive dissonance in the sense where you may have been holding on to certain aspects of your life or your expression of self or your goals or whatever it is that were actually resonant with a past version of you. And somehow this has been brought to the forefront, or there's been clarity brought through around this during this time of the 8/8 Lionsgate portal. Okay, so finally, let's get to pulling a card here. I know we got a little bit sidetracked from a 3D perspective, but I don't believe in sidetracking from an energetic perspective because from the fifth dimensional perspective, everything serves some kind of a purpose. So I really feel someone needed to hear those messages. So around the 8/8 portal, while there's been a lot of clarity coming through, I'm getting that the progress you are making towards this vision or towards these goals or desires is happening at the energetic and emotional level rather than the physical level in most cases. So for many of you, this isn't a progress that you are necessarily seeing physically and calculating, measuring materially. It's something that you're sensing within yourself. It's that feeling of sudden clarity, that feeling of wiping the past slate clean. Interesting. I'm not sure how that connects for someone, but pruning those aspects of your vision mentally and emotionally that are no longer aligned with this most expanded version of you. And this might also be impacting who you are investing time into, because I'm getting part of this pruning energetically might be that there are certain people who have been in your life that you've been giving energy to in some way that you are now feeling apathetic towards, because through this apathy, your soul is telling you that there is not a reciprocated energy flow between yourself and that person. Therefore, they might be draining some of your energy reserves that you could actually be utilizing and investing into creative endeavors, meaning endeavors that move you closer towards your own personal goals and dreams that are actually aligned with that core frequency of your soul. So part of the clarity coming up around this 8/8 portal, for some reason, I do keep getting that lion imagery. And of course, we are just going through the Lion's Gate portal. So I will be sharing more, channeling through this kind of lion imagery. But I am getting this sense of, I heard lions travel in a pride. Is that what a group of lions is called? I kind of forget this. I'm not the best animal expert, so I'm going to look this up. Yeah, a lion pride. They protect each other from outsiders and predators, consists of 2 to 40 lions, a social group or a family that lives together in a specific territory. This is giving me a lot of energy of like a soul tribe. And there is this sense of mutual protection, but also protecting against predators, people who now in this metaphor want to prey on your energy, and outsiders, meaning people who are simply just not in resonance or harmony with your core soul frequency, with who you really are at the authentic level. So for some reason, that number 2 to 40, that span of numbers might resonate with the number of people that you have in what you consider to be your soul tribe, your soul family, or your inner circle. Now, I know that's kind of a large span of numbers, but essentially that's to say that most likely there are a few up to approximately 40 people or anywhere in the middle there that you really feel you can deeply trust and rely upon and connect with. And not to say that you can't have positive, meaningful interactions outside of that circle, but it's like you have this soul core group, this pride, so to speak, that you are traveling with, that. And when I say travel, I mean incarnating with through lifetimes, traveling in terms of through time and space and distance. Although for some of you, maybe this is literal travel, that you have traveled with some of these individuals in your inner circle. But regardless, there is this sense of connectedness, mutual protection, and soul similarity at the level of energy within your pride, and using that lion metaphor within your soul group. And at this time, what's really being activated spiritually through the Lion's Gate portal is this energetic protection. I saw the number 333 on the recording timer. This protection from outsiders, meaning people who do not really align with and fully harmonize with that group, and predators, meaning people who might be consciously or unconsciously feeding off of or wanting to prey upon your very high vibrational energy. Now, with this card, Take a Break, this says, a life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. So there, for someone, I don't know why I got this, but there might be a literal message around giving your physical body a break, listening to your body's intuition. If you start to exercise or you're doing something and your body is telling you that it feels like it needs to slow down or it feels really heavy, then maybe this is a very specific message to honor those physical bodily symptoms or signals, I should say, when it comes to movement. But for many of you, this is very metaphoric. A marathon, not a sprint kind of messaging here. It's more important to have your vision your mark point, I'm not sure why I'm getting that word, defined rather than to move quickly in the wrong direction. So many people around you are unconsciously moving very fast, maybe making a lot of what looks to be 3D physical material progress, but they're moving in the wrong direction, meaning their mark is set on something, a goal, an outcome, a vision that's actually coming from their ego and not from their soul, or that is coming from the desire to get validation or approval from others or society, but that is going to leave them deeply unfulfilled. So don't be fooled when you see other people moving very quickly. Don't measure your speed against the speed of others, because it's not about how fast you're moving. It's about how clear your vision is and how aligned that vision is with the core frequency of your soul. Because when you are truly creating a vision for yourself, creating goals, if you want to call them that, for yourself that are aligned with your most authentic self, time becomes irrelevant, because you are enjoying that unfolding process. Because every step along the way, there is this sense of deep fulfillment that can only come from really taking those steps in alignment with who you are at the core of your soul. And that's what I see you doing. Or if not, if you don't feel like you're yet doing that, you might feel guided to clarify that vision, to slow down, take a break, and focus on clarifying the outcome, clarifying what you want your life to look like ultimately in alignment with your soul, rather than focusing on how quickly you are moving towards that goal. I'm hearing when the vision becomes clear and is fully aligned with your soul, the steps unfold before you naturally, and every step along the way feels fulfilling in and of itself. And that's how you can know that you're walking along that pathway. So wow, very beautiful messages coming through here. Let's see if we can pull any other messages of guidance from this deck, because I just feel that there is such a wealth of knowledge. I heard the name Molly for some reason. I also saw yellow braids, like blonde hair braids. Here we have trust your path and break the chain. Ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. Wow. Okay. So part of what's coming up around this Lionsgate portal is a deep ancestral healing that's happening through you. And a message that was actually coming through the other day that I'm now really feeling guided to share is that for someone listening, you are carrying the weight of the unhealed patterns and limiting belief systems held by generations before you. So it's almost as though there were many generations that passed on the weight of these chains that you are now breaking. And that is part of why your life looks so unusual in so many ways. For whoever I'm speaking to here, you are living a very unconventional life. And in fact, at times, you might be feeling as though you are moving more slowly than people around you. Maybe you feel as though you aren't reaching the same quote unquote milestones that society has set, that society tells you are markers of success. And because of that, at times, you may have wondered, am I on the right path? Am I doing life wrong? It's not that you're doing life wrong. It's the opposite. It's that you were sent into your family's line. You incarnated here to bear the weight of these chains that came before you, those limiting patterns and belief systems, and to break free of them, to carve out a new path. And every time we break a generational curse, it requires a huge input of energy, startup energy, to be able to break free from that pattern and choose something different. But once we've built that momentum, that wave can not only carry us more easily, but future generations can ride that wave of freedom and abundance and self-love more easily as well. A lot of times when you find yourself feeling like you're slipping back into old patterns and dynamics, what you're actually feeling is the echo of these very heavy chains that you've broken free from, but that most of society is still stuck in. You are quite literally a pioneer when it comes to breaking free of many of these limiting belief systems and mindsets. And what you have to know is the powerful impact that the very personal, private, and internal work you are doing is having on the collective. Even when you are alone with yourself, healing something, processing something internally, that ripple of healing and that shift is felt and sensed all over the world. It quite literally echoes out into the collective. You are changing the trajectory, not only of your timeline, but the collective timeline as well, because of work that you are doing energetically that is deeply personal, private, and internal. Do not underestimate the power and impact of things that you might be doing to heal yourself in ways that look very personal and private. That is coming up so strongly from someone's guides here. But also you can trust the unconventionality of your path. You're also getting this message that you are going to be supported as you take steps forward on this pathway towards these visions that you've created in alignment with the core frequency of your soul. This card literally says, if you knew you would be supported, what would you do? And maybe that could be a journaling exercise for someone as we are still feeling the energies of the 8/8 portal from yesterday. Something you could journal about is, if I knew I was going to be supported in anything I did, in anything I created in this world, where would I invest my time and energy? What would I do? What would I create? And of course, this question is redundant because beneath the question lies the truth that you are going to be supported, because you are a soul that did incarnate here with a very strong purpose, and you've had a sense deeply of that purpose from a very young age. And somehow I just feel that that sense of purpose is really coming to the forefront here in some way. So let's channel a bit more deeply into this. I did want to speak a bit more about the lion symbolism, since that keeps coming up here. So this can be about majesty, wisdom, royalty, pride, loyalty, leadership, and self-actualization. When I think of the lion, I do think of a creature that is very regal, very proud, but also deeply loyal to themselves, loyal to their true nature, loyal to their pride, so to speak, their group. But also self-actualizing here is very interesting. I feel as though you are going through this process of self-actualization that is propelling you into this state of leadership. Now, for some of you, that leadership might be becoming more visible in your workplace, in your field, in something that you are doing or creating in the world. I'm hearing thrust into a position of leadership. So maybe someone will be suddenly promoted or offered some kind of powerful position of leadership. But for others of you, this is reflected in your spiritual leadership, meaning other people are unconsciously sensing that you are a spiritual leader, in the sense that you are someone who has done the work to become deeply connected to their most authentic self, to their inner self. You are someone who has peeled back the layers of artificial programming, and in doing so, you are more powerfully and clearly amplifying that true soul signal of authenticity that is so magnetic to others who are aligned with that frequency on an authentic level. And so people may be coming to you or seeking you out, whether they are doing so consciously or unconsciously, for support, for guidance, for companionship, for advice, or just to be around your energy, because even being around your energy is such a privilege and can influence someone in a really powerful, positive way to align more with their own true soul's path. So what else can I channel here for the beautiful souls listening? Okay, so we have the card Financial Constraints and Victory. Okay, so some point of limitation here in your energy is going through some kind of a massive up-leveling or breakthrough. This may happen very suddenly, very spontaneously, and very automatically. So although it's a result of the inner work that you've been doing gradually within yourself, this slow unraveling and return back to your core soul self, your core soul frequency, on the surface, it may feel consciously as though this shift is like a sudden quantum leap of sorts. Now, for some of you, this could be in regards to your literal finances, the way that you perceive your work, your value, your creation of value in the world. For others of you, this could be some other form of lack mentality that may have plagued you in the past. Maybe it was even related to love, because we do have door to romance reversed. So someone may have been feeling entrapped in some situation in their love life, confused, stuck in some kind of lack mentality related to love. Maybe some door just really felt closed for you. And now all of a sudden there is some kind of massive breakthrough happening here. And I see that this breakthrough, again, although consciously it's going to feel as though it happened very suddenly. I'm hearing where you suddenly just feel like a new person, or maybe that's a new person that suddenly comes into your life romantically for some of you. Take that how it resonates. But I'm getting with the Garden and the Gate reverse that intuitively you suddenly feel the ability to let down your guard and to open up more, to be more vulnerable in some sense. Now, again, this could be related to love. Maybe someone enters your life or re-enters your life, and intuitively you get that green light sense that you can open yourself up to this person, that you can share your inner world with them, and there might be a lot of joy and satisfaction that comes through doing that, because it does feel so intuitively right for you. In other cases, maybe this is some other person, thing, or opportunity that comes into your life that allows you to open yourself up more, to be more open, more vulnerable in a positive sense. This could just be in general the way that you begin to feel a shift within yourself where you are so stable and confident in who you are spiritually that you feel confident enough to let down your walls and share yourself in a more open, vulnerable way, because you're not vulnerable, because you are that lion, you are strong, you are supported. I'm hearing strong enough to be vulnerable, strong enough to be open and authentic. Something here has been a long time coming together, being woven together with the Patience card here. I feel almost as though you've chosen to be patient about something, even though it's caused you to look stuck to others or even to your own self. And this element of patience, which really here is just trust of the timing of your life, is being rewarded in a powerful way. Now, there is man holding a coin here, the thinking woman. I'm hearing someone who stimulates your mind, your intellect, someone that you have very deep intellectual conversations with. This might be you internally growing in wisdom or knowledge when it comes to an area of your life. But this also could be Oh, this is interesting. I'm getting something about your feminine aspect, growing in wisdom. So we all have a balance internally of masculine and feminine energy. And I'm picking up on someone who's really been nurturing their more spiritual side, their more emotional side, what we traditionally consider to be more so their feminine side. Maybe this is your creativity, but it's almost like with the thinking woman that someone who's been nurturing this side of themselves is now developing the wisdom to back it up, or the structure or the concrete understanding or language or knowledge to back up this growth of their feminine side, of their creative side, their emotional side. I know this could look so many different ways. This could be someone who is learning more about something related to your creativity, spirituality, your emotional world. You're just growing in wisdom in something related to your feminine side. And this is, I'm hearing, causing you to really mature that feminine nature within yourself. It's no longer interesting. How do I find the words to describe this? I'm not sure why I'm getting it's no longer whimsical. It's no longer as mysterious to you, as ungraspable. It's becoming more solid, more consistent, more reliable, more stable. I know that we're kind of speaking in vague terms here, but I also feel that's because this is going to apply to people in different ways. But for example, this could be you being someone who's very creative, but now you're finding specific ways to consciously access that creative flow, to get more in the zone, so to speak. For others of you, this could be studying and learning and creating concrete wisdom and language around something that you've been for a while just kind of feeling in the dark about, feeling or sensing. This could be creating structure around your own emotional well-being. Maybe this is routines that support or nurture your spiritual side, your emotional side. But whatever this is really connecting with a masculine element here as well, with man holding a coin up right now. For some of you, this connection could be to your internal masculine, where you are now, through adding this more concrete element to your feminine nature, you are attracting in more material structure or material abundance or status or positions of leadership into your life. For others of you, this could be just internally feeling more stable, more self-supported, a deeper sense of calm on a daily basis, even as you are allowing yourself to remain emotionally in touch and spiritually guided. It's like this balancing of your energy here. Now, of course, for some of you, if this isn't applying internally, or even if it is, another element coming up here could be someone external, whether it's a feminine or masculine who's connecting with you externally in one of these ways here. Now, with all tied up sitting on the throat chakra, I do feel that there is some kind of communication that's felt in limbo or felt tied up. Maybe this is someone you've been waiting on to communicate with you. Someone's feeling very tongue-tied towards you, whether it's in a work sense, platonically, or romantically. So I'm going to use that as a starting point in the extended version of the reading on Patreon. So on Patreon, we're going to begin by going deeper into who this person is who is feeling a bit tongue-tied or stuck when it comes to communicating with you. We are also just going to be diving deeper into your energy, channeling into anyone or anything that might be energetically connected to you in some way at this time, or thinking and feeling something strongly about you. So if you do feel guided to join me in the extended version of this reading on Patreon, the link to do so is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. But for now, I am going to close this reading with a final Rumi Oracle card. And this card is, I surge on the uprising wave of love. It's interesting that this is the number 5 card because it reminds me of a video. I believe it was an Instagram reel that I saw the other day about people who have a lot of 5 energy in their soul contract, being born into the world, feeling very different from the people around them, feeling heightened sensitivity, often being told that they are too sensitive. And so someone might feel guided to look more into that. I'm not an expert on numerology, but you might feel guided to research a bit about the 5 energy, especially in a soul contract, because that might connect with you in some kind of a meaningful way. But I am going to be reading a message from the Rumi guidebook here. I surge on the uprising wave of love. No gravity can stop me from rising. The moon pulls the tide of life towards her, and my soul in oneness with all of life answers her call. A wave of love consumes me, and upwards I fly, flying through water to greet her shining body. Led by my heart, my wits are addled, and my mind becomes a blurry mess. And so I feel instead, feel the truth of her love, and the divine reflection she shines back at me from her radiant heart. And the guidebook also says, the movements of the cosmos affect us all deeply, body and soul. You are going through a cycle. Don't try to swim against the tide of life of your own journey. Go with it. The divine is there waiting for you, orchestrating waves upon which you may reach the heavenly shore. So that feels like a beautiful place to close the reading. If you do resonate with my energy, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at @magnetizeyourself, where I post more energy updates, inspiration, and information. Of course, if you do want to continue on with me to the extended reading on Patreon, the link to do so is in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. Otherwise, I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy. Have an amazing remainder of your day and weekend, and I will connect with you here again in Monday's reading.